Welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Welcome, cross watchers. If you're here for the first time, happy to have you join us. I'm going to split this into two parts because it's a big, thick deck. I have tiny hands. Pulling from Angel Numbers Oracle for you, and then we'll jump into your tarot spread. Astrologically speaking, the cosmos is quiet right now. On the 18th, though, in a few days, we've got Mercury moving into Libra. And so that should bring about some balance in thoughts, perceptions, communication, and also make communication particularly effective in relationships. Okay, because Libra rules the 7th house of relationships. So that's good news. And then the next day, Venus moves out of Leo and into Virgo. So lots more organized energy in matters of the heart. Focus on body, mind, spirit, healing, wholeness. It'll be nice. Okay, self-love. And then we just hang around and wait until the 21st for the new moon in Virgo with the solar eclipse. Yikes. Here is your angel number. Ooh, beautiful, 301. Renew love. A relationship needs attention. Angels are signaling that an important relationship in your life needs renewal and attention. People can often hurt the ones they love the most, and you are being called to recognize that. Who in your life could use a little tender loving care? Think of one way you can show a person you love that they are still as special to you now as they were the day you first met them. Hello. 301. And then 3 plus 1 is 4. So you could also claim the number 4 for things like synchronicities if you see the number 4 popping up. And of course, 301 is your angel number. Pretty powerful message. And these are not love angel cards. These are angel numbers, and they're for all kinds of topics. And so the fact that you got the renew love, something's brewing, Aquarius. All right, let me jump in. I'm going to pull the split soulmate spread. That's how I look at you kind of individually, and the extended, I pull you more together. But remember, it can come through reversed, especially if you're here as a cross watcher. So keep that in mind, and let's go. Here we go. Oh, King of Wands. Wow. Overall energy, King of Wands. The King of Wands, to me, as an overall energy, could be referring to your person, but it could also be about that sort of the confidence, no hesitation. This is about pure inspiration to take action. This king is a leader. This king is fierce. This king can be fiery, but also very passionate, and knows what they want. Okay, and it can be very claiming. There's a claiming energy, lots of loyalty, because the King of Wands is associated with the sign of Leo, and Leo 5th house themes are often including some loyalty. So that is an interesting opener. Your person is coming in with the 3 of Pentacles. So the 3 of Pentacles talks about cooperation, co-creation, being on the same page. Here's the blocker challenge, King of Swords. That is Aquarian energy. So if this person happens to be the Aquarius, ding, 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 even if not, even if you are, and this is, the other person, they definitely have Aquarian energy coming through it in the form of a challenge or a block. And the King of Swords, I would say, as far as a block would be concerned, the King of Swords is sort of the strategist of the tarot. So this is someone who's very cerebral, very clear-minded, makes plans, thinks them through, and also kind of is concerned with, everybody's needs being met and what's good for everyone. Not as self-interested as maybe the King of Wands would be, and of course I'm talking about the lower vibration, but I feel like this person's challenge is more about the plan, right? There's something here. They want to serve some higher good here in this situation, but they may be challenged around the strategy of that, how to pull it off essentially. So what's the opportunity? Ooh, Five of Swords. Don't give in to defeat. I feel like the message for the opportunity position for this person is like, don't sabotage yourself. Don't kind of get into a situation where you feel defeated before you even start, because the plan isn't becoming very clear. And I definitely think that this person is trying to find a way to communicate. We've got the Swords energy working for us, that they, that they do want what you want, that they are invested, that they have a plan to be more supportive and cooperative and even co-creative in the connection with you. But they may have trouble kind of getting it off the ground, in essence, being clear about it. And so they're being guided to not psych themselves out, to not self-sabotage. Okay, you're coming through with the Seven of Cups. So we definitely have a relationship that's in a bit of a struggle right now, because Seven of Cups for you may be confusion. Might be a little bit of emotional overwhelm, mixed messages coming from this person, or something you're also struggling to put the pieces together. So your challenge, 10 of Wands, it's becoming a real burden. It's something that is weighing you down. It's oppressive at this point, all the confusion. You really do need this person to kind of, get out of their own way. No hesitation. You really need this shift. And so your opportunity is the Two of Cups, right? So absolutely what the card says here, your oracle comes through with that message of this relationship needs some tender love and care, needs some attention. And if you're confused and it's really weighing on you, the opportunity is to continue to operate from the sense of, what you share with this person emotionally at the level of heart and soul, right? If this person is your soulmate, things aren't always perfect. They don't always, we're not always kind of in sync with each other. And I feel like this person is more invested than you think they are, but you're getting mixed messages. And that is on them. That is on them, not on you. But how do you kind of keep your own wits about you? Get out of the, over-processing of things. You kind of have to put your attention back on the connection and a little bit less on what is or isn't. It's almost like once upon a time, I was having difficulty in a relationship. And, my background is therapy. I'm a psychotherapist by education and training. And so I went in to talk to a colleague about it, also a therapist. And the first thing she said to me was, you are to make no decisions right now about the relationship. Like, don't leave it, don't quit it, don't do anything major, because your head is you're not seeing things clearly, and you're overwhelmed and you're confused. So basically said, make no decisions. And the second piece of advice that was really good was, try to reflect on what brought the two of you together to begin with. What was that like? What were the thoughts? What were the feelings? almost having me go back in time energetically to retrieve what I was presently feeling I was losing on some level. And that's what I think the advice is here for you. Go back to what it was that brought you together to begin with. All those thoughts, those feelings, the things that clicked, the ways in communicating where it's like, oh, I think the same thing, like your worldviews, things like that, your, feelings about family or whatever it is. If you can focus on that, it might get you a bit out of the weeds on an emotional level. Okay, so gave you a little extra Mama Bear therapy there. Come for the tarot, stay for the therapy. That should be my tagline. Anyway, let's jump in. All right, so we'll clarify now for you. King of Wands. Page of Swords. Judgment. And the Lover's card. Lovely, lovely. All right. So, I definitely feel there's some curiosity here coming through about, like, first of all, what's happening behind the scenes, because this sort of, as the overall energy, it's like your shared energy. So behind the scenes, I feel like you're both in that headspace of the spiritual nature, the feeling the sacredness of the connection, choosing each other, of your own free will and volition, emphasizing, just as you have here with the Two of Cups, in an unconscious way, that this is a bond. This is something that's unbreakable. And I feel like the King of Wands is the energetic impetus to claim it, to say, yes, I am my beloved's and my beloved is mine. But there's a little bit of like a little curiosity before some communication comes in. There's something that's not evident or perfectly clear. So maybe a little bit of feeling each other out. So, like when we do that kind of, that little, like you do your due diligence, right? You make sure that you kind of know where the other person is coming from, or you try. And that's what brings in the Judgment card, which is, second chances, reconciliation, reunion if you're in separation, opportunities for forgiveness, being called up. This is the call of the past life soulmate. Here we go. We've got some beautiful energy here already supporting you in this connection, and just a little curiosity maybe, how bad do we want it? King of Wands would let you know how bad he wants it. So I almost want to title this reading, How Bad Do You Want It? Meaning this relationship, each other, a second chance. How open are you to forgiveness? So for your person, Three of Pentacles to the King of Swords. Three of Pentacles comes out again. Nine of Wands, perseverance, and the Tower. So there has been something here that like a falling out, or something where we had cracks in the foundation, because you notice it's coming from the bottom of the deck. So that means in this person's unconscious awareness, they are struggling to kind of see their way clear past that tower. And that's blocking their ability to kind of come up with a plan, a strategy that would serve both of your higher good. Okay? The Three of Pentacles double down. The first card that lands on the main spread card in clarification is the most important. So there's, if there were cracks in the foundation that caused something to kind of either fall apart or to have each of you pull back and look at this as an unsustainable thing. The Three of Pentacles shores up the foundation. That's exactly what they're doing in the card. The artisan is there with the tools and, you know, at a stress point in the structure, and there's other people there assisting. So it's that cooperative, co-creative, collaborative. How do we firm up this foundation? And we got to be on the same page, right? And we're invested in this. It's also a card of friendship, I'll be honest with you. So there's a little bit here that's kind of telling me this person isn't going to give up on someone that they feel is really like their best friend. Even though there have been cracks in the foundation, the emphasis is on shoring that up. And the problem is not really sure how to make it happen. Right? They know they need a plan. King of Swords also, you know, because very focused on higher ideals and aspirations, can sometimes, in the face of a serious challenge like a tower moment or something that's gone a little off the rails, they can lose the forest for the trees. And that may be what's really happening here. Is just too much. Also, like you have the Seven of Cups, they have maybe this King of Swords in the challenge position because it's just all foggy. Okay, King of Swords to the Five of Swords. Ten of Wands. You have the Ten of Wands, and they have it as a clarifier on that King of Swords in the same spot. So I consider that mirrored energy. Ace of Swords, there comes the clarity. And wow, Hierophant. So Hierophant is also a higher self card, but in this instance, it feels like, you know, what have they committed to in this connection? You know, what promises have they made? What, you know, this is about conventional committed relationships and the vows we make and take. And yes, it can be about marriage, etc. But in this case, I feel like this person is feeling overly burdened and therefore losing the forest for the trees. And so if they can not fall prey to self-sabotage, if they can not, you know, devolve into some level of giving up the fight. I mean, I see their perseverance, but sometimes this Five of Swords has a way of having us feeling defeated, like it's an you know, a futile effort, if you will. So I feel like the message is, don't do that. Unburden yourself. They are being called to let it go, let something go. Ten of Wands, offload the negative karma, offload the heavy burden, unburden yourself, and then you'll see it. And it's all based on their connection to you in terms of what they've promised and their commitment to you. Okay? So I can see there's a struggle, and I can see that there's probably been you know, difficult energy with that tower there in their unconscious field, but I don't think that this is by any stretch over. I feel you're both reaching that point with the mutual Ten of Wands in the same sort of position, that it's almost too much to bear to not be together. So you got to unburden yourself. Seven of Cups to the Ten of Wands for you. Queen of Cups, Death card, Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Yeah. I feel the Queen of Cups, she's the empath of the tarot. So sometimes she can be a little energetic sponge. You know, sometimes she can soak up all of the emotions going on. And that's a problem with empaths sometimes, is they really have to do lots of energetic clearing, because otherwise they're just layering on everything from everybody else. And it often kind of floods the zone emotionally, and really is taxing. So I feel like there's got to be some kind of change here, something that on some level you need to part with, maybe behaviorally, right? The death card doesn't have to be that something's ending. It's often a call for a change that would promote your growth, right? And then some transformation comes through, and because in your unconscious awareness you're thinking about the future, it's all based on, like, I don't even know what to do with all of this, and what does it say about this path that I'm on with this person, and is there going to be any longevity? And that is building up a pressure for you, Ten of Wands. So, you need as much of a release valve as this person does. You're kind of coming at it with the same feelings, but a little bit of a different flavor. Theirs is a little more cerebral, yours is more emotional at this time. So I'm feeling the death card is calling out to you just like this. A renew love, a relationship needs attention. People can often hurt the ones they love the most. It's about renewal and getting back to what brought you together, and not over identifying with the confusion or mixed messages. Change maybe that part a little bit if you can. And sometimes we just have to, journal about it, sometimes meditate. If you're a meditator, I'm really not, believe it or not. I sometimes, but most of the time, I choose to kind of process it. I tape record myself a lot, talking through my feelings and thoughts, and so that I can sleep, because I leave that by my bed, and then I know I don't have to remember anything. So I kind of clean the slate before I go to bed, and little by little, the 7 cups of crazy gets down to maybe 4, and then maybe 2, and then I'm like, all right, now I think I'm seeing things, from a more healthy emotional outlook or perspective. So I really feel that that's what's happening, is you're emotionally flooded, and that's what might need to change or stop, so that you can process, release the burden. Tens, when we see the 10, it's like, yay, it's done. So the 10 of Wands that you both have is suggesting you don't need to carry this any further. Let it go. Let it go. And we are in the eclipse wormhole between the lunar and the solar eclipse. Yesterday was the midpoint. A lot of people having wild energy, heavy energy, or feeling really kind of, over the top, and everything's coming at them so fast that it can be very confusing and overwhelming. So maybe give yourselves a break. 10 of Wands to the 2 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. That's your self-care and getting your, sort of grounded here. 3 of Cups and, ooh, the Devil. So if the opportunity is the 2 of Cups, and the 2 of Cups is talking to you about, remember what it is that brought you together, focus on the connection. I am seeing here that there might be some underlying fear and resistance. And that's contributing to the 10 of Wands, because there can be some negative karma afoot between you. Queen of Pentacles can be a feminine archetype of a life partner or a wife, So, and the 3 of Cups is reconciliation. I'm not seeing here anything that would lead me to believe that there is third party, but if there is, that could be part of it, right? Like, here you see yourself as, so I'm talking to those of you that say, right now, I have the receipts. Yes, there's a third party issue. And a third party doesn't have to be cheating, doesn't have to be deceptive. It can actually be a third energy that's really creating confusion and overwhelm and, tower issues and needs for reconciliation or forgiveness, right? There can be, other people meddling. There can be, distance or work obligations. Anything that is that third energy can be third party. It can be ego too. Got it? Okay, so all I'm saying is if you're seeing yourself here as this person's life partner, because we already have the 10 of Cups, but now you don't know what's going on. You're emotionally flooded with confusion and maybe some worry that it's over. Okay, some of you may have that concern, but it's fear. It's coming from fear. It's coming from fear. So the the antidote to that is to really focus back on what brought you together to begin with. And go to that place to get some relief, to do a little self-care for yourself. Queen of Pentacles is all about that, to get that sense of being on terra firma instead of overwhelmed and confused. Okay, so that's what I have so far. In the extended, I'm pulling the two of you together. What that means is, this is separately, all right? I pull you together and I look at the relationship, strengths, challenges, opportunities. And I'm going to get a message from this person to you, what they're picking up from you at 5D. So that's really kind of what you're communicating to each other energetically. I'll get a card from Spirit. That usually comes through as some form of advice, guidance, maybe a red flag or something to be on the lookout for. Hidden energy, what's going on behind the scenes with your person that you don't know but might want to. And then how things are unfolding going forward. That's what we're going to do. And the links to that are below. Keep in mind link number 1, because there's 1, 2, 3 options for how to get extendeds. The first one is a membership. It's a monthly membership. It renews every month. But with that, it's like $1.12 more than the regular extended. But with that, you get access to 4 collections. You get the Aquarius collection, sure, but you also get the new moon and all the extended readings there, the full moon and all the extended readings there. And I'm actually not doing new and full moon readings on the channel anymore. It's for members only and is being very well received. And then the monthly energy updates that I do every month, for the whole astrology and the tarot for the month. So those extendeds. And it doesn't just start like when you purchase and go forward. You have access to everything I've already done. And the reason why I'm taking the time to tell you that is it has become apparent to me that not a lot of people knew that. So I'm trying to explain it here in this series of readings that you get everything I've ever uploaded in those 4 collections. You can go back into the stash, okay, and then go to the channel playlist for Aquarius and see if there's a reading from 3 months ago or a year ago or whatever that, a title that jumps out at you. And we're all on different timelines, right? So something that I read about 6 months ago could be happening for you today. So I just want to let you know that, okay? And I also want to let you know about hyping. Did you guys hear about the hype feature? It's a new feature. It was first rolled out in the Philippines, but it's now coming to the West Coast. The people that are telling me that they have it, I think, are more West Coast states. I don't have it yet, but you'll see it it's like a little shooting star icon. It is a toggle, right? Not a tap. So you kind of have to swipe, in other words. To hype. And what a hype is it hypes the video and it tells YouTube, hey, this video's good, I like it. It's not just about the thumbs up, because the hype is sort of, there's a leaderboard, there's of course built-in gamified energy around it too, which I'm not competing for that, but it certainly is another way that you can help me get myself out there, like get the channel up in the algorithm. Yay. So if you go and you try to make a comment, you should see it come up in the corner. If it's in the upper right-hand corner of a comment, you know, if you make a comment, if you don't see it, you don't have it yet. It's that simple. Okay. I think it's also only on phones. I may be wrong about that, but someone said they saw it on their phone, but not on their laptop. And then there are some other rules and regs. I think I'm going to get more information, but like a hype is, I definitely know it's good for 7 days. So it kind of pushes the video out, and that hype lasts for 7 days. So thank you in advance for your likes, for your shares, for your beautiful, loving comments. I love them all. I get back to you as quickly as I can, and for your support. And don't forget to subscribe below. That is the biggest thing, is growing the channel. We just passed 67,000, so yay. And I thank you for your continued support and good energy. I really do. All right. Now I'm going to give you the astrology. King of Wands is associated with Leo, Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Judgment card is Pluto. Pluto rules Scorpio. The Lovers card is Gemini. We have the Tower is Mars, and Mars rules Aries. King of Swords is Aquarius. The Hierophant is Taurus. Queen of Cups is Cancerian energy. The Death card is Scorpio. Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn, as is the Devil. So that's what I have. Your beautiful renew love. A relationship needs attention. Well, it sure seems that way, doesn't it? And I'm going to the extended. I'll see you there in a second. Bye for now.